This year, the publication has focused on three very connected themes. These are transformed thinking, leading sustainable change, and solving for tomorrow. In total, 17 expert contributors have shared their views on a range of topics under these three themes. To give you a bit of a flavor of these include, for example, decarbonization and the transition to a low-carbon economy, managing water risk, policy reforms needed to break the poverty cycle, gender diversity and the gender pay gap, just to name a few. As I mentioned, this year, we are proud to be hosting the Tomorrow Publication launch event jointly with Impact Investing South Africa, a cross-sectoral initiative aimed at building the ecosystem in South Africa to accelerate the deployment of capital that optimizes financial, social, and environmental returns. Impact Investing South Africa also functions as the National Advisory Board of the Global Steering Group for Impact Investment, also known as the GSG. Old Mutual Investment Group has partnered with the GSG for the last 2 years as platinum sponsor of the GSG Impact Summit, which is the largest global annual gathering of the impact investment community. Our partnership with the GSG, collaboration and inclusion, as we work together to solve the climate and social challenges we face as a planet and as a people. We are now in 2022, and we are 8 years away from 2030, the target date set for achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. We are 28 years away from 2050, the scientifically determined target date for achievement of net zero greenhouse gas emissions to ensure we keep the rise in global temperatures to below 1.5 degrees Celsius. With these relatively short timelines in mind, it is clear that we, the leaders of today, irrespective of whatever sector or industry we're in, have a responsibility to act like no other generation of leaders that has come before us. Through the development of investment funds that target specific ESG outcomes alongside returns, and through the provision of services such as our listed equity stewardship service, we have and continue to work with our clients in directing and managing their assets in a manner that promotes a more sustainable world. It gives me great pleasure, therefore, to announce today that Old Mutual Investment Group has become a signatory to the Net Zero Asset Managers Initiative. The Net Zero Asset Managers Initiative comprises approximately 220 global asset managers with an estimated $57 trillion in assets under management, who are committed to the goal of aligning their businesses with the worldwide efforts to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. Climate risk is an urgent systemic risk that requires thoughtful action by all actors across capital markets, including asset owners, asset consultants, and asset managers. South Africa's high carbon intensity, high levels of unemployment, poverty, and inequality necessitate that our pathway to net zero must be socially just and inclusive.
I'm representing a body of people that have embraced impact investing to a point where they have identified it as the Marshall Plan for Africa. Just to share with you the two questions which we think are important to drive the agenda in South Africa of what we can do as a country and a society, I will read these two questions. The first question is, how can we accelerate the volume and effectiveness of private capital, seeking to have a positive social and environmental impact? This is a very important question, but in the South African context, it is very unfortunate in that our response to this question is still very tentative. The second question goes, how do we make sure this mobilization has a real impact and does not leave people and places behind? Mobilize more institutional capital for positive impact, not for investing for the sake of investing. Delivery requires sustained leadership and new models of public and private partnership. I would like to hand over to Tsidiso with a mandate. By the end of today, can we have a path which the private sector can take. Thank you very much.